Okay, Matrix, today we're going to be finishing up the civil drawing question of the 2023 June past paper. So today we have obviously the section left to do, and we are basically just going to get started. So a few things have changed based on what we did in the last video. For instance, the scale has changed to a scale of 1 to 20, and a detailed section on cutting plain EE, which is here, and you will see it on your drawing over here as well. Let me just highlight it for you just in case you are unsure. Your section is sitting here. Okay. They also say show the complete features on the drawing, the complete foundation, kitchen step, external wall detail, and door detail, the roof detail including fascia board and gutter, the kitchen step wall, window frame and fascia board below south of cutting plane EE, all hatching detail, only the substructure hatching may be drawn in neat freehand. Okay, so basically we are going to get started. So you can see here they have given us the incomplete foundation and external wall detail, and it is also here on your drawing. So to get started, and they also give you a little cut line, which I do feel the need to point out because you can stop your drawing against this cut line over here. So just want to erase some of this so that doesn't get in the way. Okay, so we can get started. First of all, I'm just going to quickly hatch the foundation, which is, as you know, will be dots and triangles. So do not forget to do the correct hatching and to learn your hatching for all of your different parts and pieces. Okay, so we've got the hatching over there, and then we have got 200, which divided by 20 will give us 100. 10. Okay, will give us 10. And this is this supposed to be a load bearing wall? Let's just have a look. See. Yes, it is. Okay, that's fine. So we've got 10. Then we've got this measurement here, 2,900 divided by 20, which will be 1.5. Okay, we have our ground line, and all of these measurements that we need to change, divided by 20. That will be 102.5. That will be 47.5. That will be 17.5. That will be 25. Okay, so we can basically get started. So first things first, let's find the middle of this over here. So this is coming to a measurement of what looks like 29. So to find the middle, 29 divided by 2, that will be about 14.5. So we're going to find 14.5 to be up there. And then once you have found the middle, what you're going to do is you're going to draw a line going straight up like this over here. Okay, and then it just has to be a light construction line. And then what you can do is you can measure 5, 5 on either side, because we know that the wall thickness will obviously be 10. Okay, so we've got that 5, 5. And we're going to draw a line going up there, as well as a line going up here. Okay, so now that we have got that, we're going to start by sticking in our ground line. And our ground line has got a height of, from the bottom here of the foundation, 25. So let's just draw this line out. And so for all of the lines that we're doing lightly, just to kind of get all of our lines in place. So we've got this line here, draw across like that for now. Again, everything is just light for the meantime. Okay, and then we want to grab the height over here for hardcore filling. which will be 17.5. So we are going to take our ruler and measure 17.5, and then we are lightly going to make another line. Okay, so far what you should have looks like this over here. Okay, then let's just have a look, see, they should give us okay, there we go. We're going to add, sorry, basically what I was trying to say is that we need to get the measurements of this little piece here, part of the floor, but I see they did give it to us in total, so we can just minus our measurements, which will give us 5. So you're basically going to take this full measurement, minus these measurements to get the little measurements, and the little measurement will be 5. So we are then going to measure 5. And then we are again just going to draw a line going across. Okay, so it should look like this so far. Now we know that the steps are in line with this little part over here. And we know that because if you have a look here, this is our finished floor level and our steps are at this point over here. Our step measurements are also given over here. So let's just quickly change those. So we have 150 divided by 20, which will be 7.5. 250 divided by 20 will be 12.5. 550 divided by 20 will be 27.5. And then 750 divided by 20 will be 37.5. Okay, so those are all of our measurements on the steps over there, and we're basically going to use those measurements to get our steps in. Now, if you recall in the last video, I said that the steps go slightly underground, so don't stress if they do not touch your ground line, because they aren't actually supposed to be touching your ground line. Okay, so if you have a look here, we said that the depth or the length of it is 27.7. So we're going to start here. We're going to take our ruler and we're going to measure 27.7, 25, 26, 27. Okay, and then it should end about there. So once you've got that measurement, you can draw a line going across, just so that you know where your steps are going to end. And then if we take the measurement over here, 37.5. Okay, so it should be here. 35, 36, 37, 37.5, so about there. And then we can draw our lines going up for now. Okay, so we know the first length of the step, well, the length of the step is 12.5. So from the top here, you're going to measure 12.5, which will be over there. And then you can draw your line going down. And then what did they say? The height of the step was 7.5. So then from there, you're going to measure 7.5. So about there. Okay. And then you're going to go out again like that. And then again, you're going to be measuring 12.5. Just like that over there. Okay, down. And then we're obviously going to be measuring 7.5 again. So it should be there. And then you'll have this line at the top. Do not stress if this one's a little bit bigger, because remember, half of it is in the ground. Okay, so once you have done your steps, you can get your ground line in and make it solid. So where our ground line is, you can just make it solid. Okay, this should actually be touching the end here, so let's just do that quickly. Okay, so now we have GL for ground line. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to basically draw in the rest of the steps like this over here. so we can make these steps solid. So that's basically what we're going to do. Okay, and I'm going to leave this line here so when we do our walls everything is done together. Alright, so I just want to see something with the steps. Concrete kitchen steps. Okay, so the reason why that's important is because when you hatch your kitchen steps, you're going to have to hatch it using the way you would do for concrete. So basically what we are doing is you're going to do your dots again for the steps here. Okay, and then you can put your triangles in as well. Do it as neatly as possible as well. Okay, so once your concrete's in, then that section will be done. Now we can start getting in part of the other bits and pieces as well. Okay, so we're going to start by getting finished floor in, which will be halfway in like that. Okay, this is all part of your grade 10 foundation stuff as well. Alright, so we'll have that over there. Then obviously part of your wall will go here, which we can draw in at a later stage. It's not necessary to essentially draw it now, but what we do need to draw in is our DPC, because on the extra notes, which I will mention, I'll show you in a few, they want your DPC in, so do not forget to do your damp proof course. Okay, so there we go, we've got that. This we need to do as well with the concrete hatching, because we know it is concrete. So we're going to hatch our concrete here, just like this over here. And then we have got the hatching for this little part here, as well as the ground. So when you are hatching this part here, you always use your 45-degree set square. And remember, your hatching needs to be lighter than everything else. So we're going to do hatching 45 degrees, make sure nothing is going out like this over here. Okay, like that. And then obviously with your ground, you're going to have 3 lines. And 3 lines should be even. Okay, so I'm just going to do a few of these quickly, just so that we have an idea of what is required of you. Okay, just make sure yours is a lot neater than what I've got going on here. Okay, and then you can do some around your foundation as well. You can hatch everything if you want, but it takes a lot of time, and as long as you've got a pretty solid idea of what's being hatched, there shouldn't be any problems. Okay, we're going to just quickly finish this up here. Alright, so it should look something like this. Okay, we also need to get the kitchen wall in, as they did state in the instructions. Over here, kitchen step wall, and we do have our measurements here as well, except this time we're going to be dividing everything by 20. So now we're going to have 1,000, oopsie, 1,000 divided by 20, so that'll be 50. So we're going to grab a length 50, which will be right here. Okay, and we are lightly going to bring that up. Okay, then we know the height is given over here, but again we need to divide it by 25. I mean, not 25, just 20. So it'll be 62.2. Okay, 62.2? Yeah. Okay, so that'll be 6.2. All right, then you can bring it across because we know there's going to be somewhat of a slope. So we're going to bring that across. We're going to get this little measurement here, 150 divided by 20, which gives us 7.5. So we'll have our measurements over there. And then the height at the bottom is, should they give us the height at the bottom? Let me just double check. Oh, it was at 30 degrees. Okay, so then from that point there, you're going to take your 30-degree ruler and you're going to make a mark or a dark line, and then you can draw in your wall. Okay, so you can already see that a big chunk of your drawing has already been done. So if you really struggle with these kinds of things, aim to do as much as possible because you will get marks for everything that you have done. So like here you would get marks for your slab, your wall, and your step. You'd get some marks for your hatching. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Your labels will get a mark. So just make sure that you're doing as much as you can to make sure that you're getting every mark possible. Okay, so now we want to get the door in because we know that this section is going through a door over here. So we've got the door frame. We're going to divide it by 20, so that's 2050 divided by 20 will give us 10.2, 10.2.5. So you would go from here, you measure 10.2, you can go just about 3 over there, and then you can make your line over there like that. And if you would like to, you can draw your wall lines in, but for me I'm not going to do that yet because we still have the roof details that we need to get in. Okay, so before we start, let's get the door in. So if you have a look at your door that it's being hatched through, there are, that looks wrong to me, but before I mention it, let me just double check. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're essentially going to take the spaces here, okay, times it by 50. So as weird as it sounds, if this space has got a measurement of, say, 1, okay, you would say 1 times 50 divided by 20, which will give you 2.5, and then here you would measure 2, and then on the other side you would measure 2, and that's how you're going to get your door frame in. Okay, like that. And then this one did go a little bit skew though. Okay, so just ignore that. And then we've got our door lintel as well. So let's have a look here. Do they give us the lintel? They should. Sill tiles and wall window. Okay, it will pop up. I'm probably just not looking nicely to find it. But anyways, it's not the end of the world. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to grab the total height here of the wall to this point here, which is, as we already said, 14.5. So you're going to measure 14.5, which will be over there. Draw a line going across like that, and then that will be the lowest part, so your wall will still extend slightly at this point here. Okay, and then that that's obviously where we will get our wall plates and sorts of things in. Okay, so what you can do now, no, don't, okay, let's get our lintel in. My personal opinion, let's just see, 150 divided by 2, 27.5, is that your lintel would be the same thickness as this over here. Because I can't find it now. Okay, here it is. There we go, I'm being silly. And that is why it's important to read everything, or to use your reading time as well, because sometimes you spend so much time looking for information that's right in front of you. So we obviously know it's 10 by 4 now that we've got our measurements. So 10 is obviously the length or the width, and then 4 is the height. So you're going to draw that in over there, and then you're going to hatch that as well. Okay, so sorry about that. And then what have we got? We've got the roof as well still. Got the roof. Okay. Now we're basically going to get the roof in. So first we're going to start off with our wall plates, which they give us the measurement here, as well as the roof trusses, which are the same measurement. So again, you're going to divide everything by 20. It'll be 5.7. 40 divided by 20 will be 2. Okay, so essentially what it's going to do is it's going to fit in here, and no, not sorry, there, here. And what would you say the height would be? 2. No, it's halfway. Yeah. Okay, so it'll be 2. I believe that's 2. Okay. So if you're going to start off by taking this line, that was the height line, across like that, and then we're going to draw our wall plates in, which you should know is goes on like the top corner of the wall. So I'm just going to draw that in so that you can see it nicely. Okay. That is what your wall plate will look like. Not as dark though. Just make sure you keep your line weights the same throughout. And then you have obviously got your purlins and things as well. So we're going to do the ceiling now. So you've got your purlins, okay, 80 by 50. So we're just going to 80. Oh, that's not your purlins. Hold on a second. Ceiling boards, okay, 40 by 40. So that's 2 by 2. Okay, sorry, not 20 by 20, 2 by 2, which means that you're basically going to have 2, and then it will be the same height as your wall plate. Okay, I just want to make this solid. Okay, and then you have your gap, which is 400 cc. So you're going to divide 400 by 20, which will give you 20. And so you're going to then measure 20. You're going to draw the next square in. Okay, 2. And then it should end over there. So close that off. We do still need to add a window over here, so do not forget about your windows and things. And the reason why is because we are looking at it from this side here. We obviously see part of the window, so we are going to have to draw that in. All right, let's just carry on with the roof now. Now we are going to stick the purlins, roof trusses on, sorry, which again is 5.7 by 2. So it will have a height of 5.7. Okay, just going to extend this line over here. All right. Okay, so we've got one of those in there. Then we're going to have one going across, because if you have a look at your roof, you're going to have one going across. This is at an angle of 20 degrees, so you're going to need your protractor. Okay, so you're going to grab your protractor, you're going to put it at this point over here. Right, and then you're going to grab 20 degrees. It seems very short from that point though. But okay, 20 degrees. Okay, no, it's actually fine. Okay, you'll have your 20 degrees. So you're going to start by drawing one of your trusses in, which will be this point over there. And then you're going to grab the height. So what you can do is, we know it's 5.7, so you could essentially just round it off to 6. Alright, and then you can add it in over here as well. Okay, and this one just needs to touch the wall as well up there. Okay, so before I make that solid, what we're going to actually do is just quickly add in all of our bits and pieces. So what we're first going to do is find the overhang, which we know is this over here. So you can take your overhang, which is 5. So 5 times 50 divided by 20 will give you 12.5. So that's going to be your overhang. So you're going to measure 12.5, so it should be over there. And then you're going to draw a line like that to cut it off at that point. Okay, then we can make this solid. Okay, can make this point solid as well. All right, and then we have our little branding strips to put in. So where is it? Purlins. That was our branding strips, sorry. We have our purlins, which is 80 by 50. So 80 divided by 20 will give you 4, and 50 divided by 20 will give you 2.5. So it is going to have a height of 4 and a thickness of 2.5. Okay, so from here you're essentially going to measure 4 going up, then you're going to have thickness of 2, and then you're going to have your height going down, and then you're going to put a little cross in them like that. Okay, and then once you've done that, you are going to, I don't know why this makes me out of breath. Okay, you're going to take 900, which is this measurement here. You're going to say divide by 20, which gives you 45. So you're going to take your ruler and you're going to measure from the middle 45. Okay, then you're going to have 2 again. All right, and then what I'm just going to do is quickly measure 4 so that I can get the height across. Except my your little purlin in. Okay, just make sure everything's straight and measured correctly, because that's very skew of mine, but anyways, it is what it is. And then where this line is where your wall is going to end. So what I mean by that is where that line is, the wall will stop at that point. Okay, and it will go straight at that point. So why is my wall skew? Okay, again, just make sure your measurements are all correct. I'm just going to leave mine skew because all of the necessary information is where we need it. And we're going to bring that down over there and this wall down here. Okay, so it should look like this. And then also we are going to still have to hatch our wall. So remember your hatching that you need to do is important as well. So you're obviously going to make sure you hatch so that you can get your marks for your hatching. Okay, and we can just bring it up and do the same. Okay, just make sure your hatching also doesn't have a little bit of an overhang like mine does. Okay, so there we go, your walls are hatched, and then we're just going to do the roof sheeting and the gutters and everything that we need to do still. So we've got the roof sheeting, which will have a little bit of an overhang, and the roof sheeting, they said 20mm fiber cement roof sheeting, which means that the roof sheeting is going to have a length of 1 mil or a height of 1 mil. So I'm just going to hope, I'm eyeballing it, but please make sure all your measurements are correct. Should look kind of like that, obviously at a 1 mil height though. And then we're going to put in our fascia board. So they said 200 by 20mm, so we're going to say 200 divided by 20, so it'll be 10 by 1. So here you're going to measure 10. Okay, make a little mark like that, and it's got a thickness of 1, so it should look like that. And then your gutter will be next to it, and they actually give you the measurements of your gutter over here. So 150 by 100, so 150 divided by 20 will give you 7.5, and 100 will give you 5. Okay, so it will be 7.5 in measurement here and 5 in height. Okay, like that. And then your fascia board will also go from the edge there behind your wall like that. Okay, so then that's done, and the only thing that you really have left to do is your window. So just like again, like I said, make sure your lines are not overlapping like mine. Make sure your measurements and your ruler is straight when you take your lines up. But now we've got to do the window. So we're going to go from the wall here, and we're going to measure how far the window is from everything. And I've got my measurements is 29, so we're going to say 29 times 50 divided by 20, and that will give us a measurement of 72.5. That doesn't make sense. Let me just double check here. It's not 29, sorry. 9. 9 times 50 divided by 20, that is 22.5. Okay, so then you're going to take 22.5 as a measurement, which is over here, and then you can just bring a line up where your window would be. Remember, your window and your door lines are the same height, so you're going to do that. Then you're going to take the length of window 1, which is 900. You're going to say 900 divided by 20 is 45. Okay, so you're going to measure 45. You're going to draw a line down like that. And then we know that the windowsill frame, window frame that divided by 20 will give us 2.5. So we're going to measure 2.5, 2.5, and 2.5 as well. Okay, and then you're just going to connect it all together. This, and then that is your section complete. So I hope this helped you guys a little bit. I know it's taken me a bit long to do, but I hope this has given you an idea of what is expected of you. And also just a little bit of advice, these little smudges that you get on the paper here, that is from dirty rulers. So my advice would be to clean your rulers before you write your exam. Like, you can't really see the dirt, but like the pencil kind of gets stuck to the bottom of your ruler and it smudges against your paper. Okay, sometimes it is from your pencil, but you have a better chance if you clean your rulers. Or you could also put baby powder on your paper, but don't put too much on because it does make it difficult to erase if there's a lot on. Okay, so I hope this helped you guys, and hopefully I'll be able to film the paper 2 videos for you guys soon.